Style is what we feel, is our mass appeal. I won't have heart without art. Art is an aesthetic anomaly, getting physical, expressing creativity, visualizing psychology, inspiration is the force fueling imagination's longevity. Artists are the rebels enraged, rushing like a Red Bull, engaged by screaming over the decibels of suppressed warfare. We're here with our abstract canvas. Can this just be our ticket to the rite of passage? Get in line. Color outside of the box.
The goal of Rite of Passage is really to educate people and hit people to the history of writing culture, AKA graffiti. Folks see writing on the street, they don't know what it is, they're intimidated by it. They don't understand there's a long history and there's a long lineage that is connected to an art form that started out as young people on the streets expressing themselves. It morphed into a really expressive, creative art form that's happened here in the streets of New York City and is now happening around the world. And I refer to it as a language, and that root language was rooted here in New York City and in Philadelphia, and now there are many dialects around the world spoken by people, communicated by people. And if you're fluent in the language that was created here, you can get by around the world, and it's an amazing art form that brings a lot of people, young and old, together.
This is really a golden opportunity for a lot of people, us especially, the students that were selected. I feel like I've had an opportunity to come and speak to someone like Picasso or Van Gogh that like set the standards for an entire art movement, you know?
So I'd write CLAW, then I started putting the claws on the W. I remember somebody like ragged this, and just the claw was sticking out, and it drove by, and it was like one of those like, oh, moments. It really was. I was like, I'm not writing my name anymore. That is it.
Even the street gangs were becoming politicized. New York City graffiti subway style writing was political messages and slogans.
Everybody has a different story and a different reason for how they got started, why they got started, and the way that they approach their artwork. And so it's really great to see how everybody is so different, but ends up coming together in the universal language of graph and writing and art.
People were scared to go up to Writer's Corner due to the fact, oh, the nomads are there and you gotta go through the galaxies. But once the colors came off, you had a marker thing, it was like the rite of passage. That was your ID card to get past, you know, the checkpoint.
My world with graffiti writers eventually led me to Rocksteady Crew, and for a brief moment in my life I became their manager. Not exactly like Columbus discovered America, because exactly like that. I discovered them because they existed before, so I stumbled across them. You know.
They're doing positive things for the art form. You don't see too many people, organizations do that, you know, and it's great. I mean, graffiti needs to get that play. People need to know about graffiti and people need to appreciate it, and I feel like Red Bull and Mass Appeal are helping to lead the way.
I consider my role here to help you bring out the best of whatever you're bringing to the table.
Marrying yourself to anything, you're just limiting yourself to it. You're kind of reaching a peak and you're just trying to ride that out. Any of those things have an expiration date. You got to keep shit fresh.
You know, there's no right place to start, but I go through the process step by step, analyzing. There are lots of cliches in design and art, and I love them all. God is in the details.
Everyday people, and you know, they're allowed to be celebrated for their work today, which is very unique as opposed to running from the law and trying to keep your identity hidden. You know, we have an opportunity to celebrate this all with our Rite of Passage exhibit. It's a very powerful, you know, creative renaissance, unlike any that I've known before.